So when we look at 50 kilometers an hour, is this a rate or a ratio? Well, certainly it's a rate because we're comparing 50 kilometers per hour, so kilometers to hours. But is it also a ratio? And the answer to that would be yes, because essentially rates and ratios are the same thing. So we're going to write here the answer is both. Okay, because we can write 50 kilometers an hour as a ratio of 50 kilometers compared to 1 hour. Okay, so this is a ratio. It can be written as a ratio, and it is definitely a rate. And what is 50 kilometers an hour comparing? It's comparing kilometers to the number of hours. And this ratio, depending on if you have more kilometers or more hours, you're going to be going faster or slower. So here we have some rates, and you're being asked to calculate the unit rates. So to calculate unit rates, we divide. So you need to be able to make sure that you're able to calculate unit rates both ways. Because if we want US dollars, so 19 US dollars to 20 Canadian dollars, this would have been a long time ago. Okay, this is going to be the rate. The number is going to be 0.95. Okay, but what's the rate? It is 0.95 US dollars to Canadian dollars. Okay, now we can write that same rate in its reciprocal form, and it would be $20 Canadian compared to $19 US. Okay, so if we want to find out the unit rate, again, we're going to divide this. So when we divide 20 divided by 19, we end up with 1.052. Okay, so I'm going to write that as $1 and approximately 5 cents. This is Canadian compared to $1 US. Okay, Canadian to US, US to Canadian. So there's two different rates that we have here. One is the reciprocal rate of the other. So here we can do cubits to meters. So cubits is a really ancient measurement of length. Okay, and you'll find it referenced in like the Bible or something like that. So if we find out the unit rate, we want to divide. Okay, we end up with 2.22 repeating. So this is 2.22 cubits per meter. And then we can write the reciprocal form. Okay, the reciprocal form is going to be 9 meters compared to 20 cubits. And we get 0.45 meters for 1 cubit. Okay, so a cubit would be a shorter length. 1 cubit is a shorter length than 1 meter. So 4 liters of milk for $3.79. So we're going to go 4 liters divided by 3.79. Okay, so 4 divided by 3.79 liters is going to give me 1.05, which I'm going to round to 1.06. And what's the units comparing? It's liters for $1. Okay, liters per dollar. Okay, we can write the reciprocal ratio as well. It's going to be $3.79 divided by 4 liters. When I do that, 3.79 divided by 4, I get 0.0948 dollars per liter. Okay, so that's dollars for every liter. So using these rates above, we're going to do these conversions. Okay, and we're going to start using this times strategy a little bit more. And we can use any of these rates, okay, to do this with. So I'm going to start with $32.95, And I'm going to use the $19 to $20 ratio. So I'm going to use this ratio. And all I have to worry about is making sure that my units cancel out. So I have dollars US times, well, I need dollars US in the denominator to cancel out. So $19 US, $20 Canadian. Okay, the US dollars cancel out, and I end up with Canadian dollars as my units. Okay, and notice I'm more interested in the units than the actual calculation. Okay, because that's actually the more important part. So 32.95 times on top, divide on bottom. Okay, so I get $34.68. So 34.68, and this is dollars Canadian. Okay, I want to convert 3,000 cubits to meters. Okay, so I'm going to use a whole number ratio here. So I'm going to do 3,000 cubits, and I'm going to use this whole number ratio here. And again, let's use the unit rate. I'm going to choose this unit rate, and I'm going to use multiply by, well, I just have to make sure I have my rates in the right order. So I need cubits in the denominator because I need those units to cancel out. That means I have 1 meter in the numerator. So when I do the division, so 3,000 divided by 2.22, I'm going to get about 1,351. Okay, so about 1,351 let's round that to 4, and the units are going to be meters. So for the last one here, the number of liters of milk I can buy with $100. So I'm going to start with my $100. Here's my $100. Okay, and I need to use a ratio. So I'm going to use maybe this one here. Okay, so 4 liters for $3.79. So I'm going to put my dollars on the bottom. 3.79, so the dollars cancel out. It's going to be 4 liters in the numerator. So I'm going to do 100 times 4, and then divide by 3.79. Again, it's just times on top, divide on bottom. And they're going to end up with 105.54 liters. Okay, so I work out with 105.54, and the units, I can verify my units. Yeah, I'm left with liters as my units.